Tetris Worlds has such an awesome aesthetic. The backgrounds, the music, the announcer. I played a ton of this while recording and ended up forgetting about the script. I wrote 0 notes, and I went full-on autopilot at times. Tetris is a mesmerizing game in itself, and when you mix it with Tetris Worlds, just look and feel, it's really easy to get lost. Tetris itself, I don't think, needs any introduction. Most, if not all of you, have at least seen these blocks fall in some shape or form. But if you don't know, it's a puzzle game where the whole goal is to clear lines. You drop these blocks down, and when you get a solid line, it clears, and you get a certain amount of score. There's singles, doubles, triples, and then getting 4 lines cleared is a Tetris. The game's been around forever, and it's had many, many, many variants. Tetris Worlds holds a somewhat nostalgic place in my heart, mainly because I had this as a kid on the Family Gateway computer back in the day. My mom loves Tetris, mainly the Game Boy version, and she got this hoping it'd be more of the same, and I can't remember if she really liked it back then. I remember her playing it, but I think she had a similar complaint that everyone else had about it, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Tetris Worlds has a bit of a weird development. It came out on Game Boy Advance and Windows in 2001, then PS2, Xbox, and GameCube in 2002. Actually, the Xbox has 2 versions. One came packaged with Star Wars Clone Wars and Tetris Worlds, and that was released in 2003. The Game Boy Advance version was developed by 3D6 Games, and they've done a ton of Game Boy ports, so not surprised there. Radical Entertainment did the Xbox and GameCube versions. Finally, the Windows and PS2 version was developed by Blue Planet Software. Obviously, I'm playing the Windows version, so this is all Blue Planet's doing. Blue Planet isn't a stranger to Tetris, as they used to be a part of one company called Bulletproof Software, and Bulletproof are the ones that made a lot of those Tetris variants that I hinted at earlier, including Weltris, which I do have in the collection. I picked Tetris Worlds to cover mainly because I was feeling like revisiting it and playing it on my own time, and I thought, why not throw a video together? And I've been having some technical difficulties with some other games, so I thought this would be a nice, relaxing break to take while I was in between videos. And I'm glad I did. Like I said, I really do like this game. The differences between the versions are minor, so I won't go through all those details. However, I will say the most annoying thing about the Windows copy is that it's stuck in 640 by 480. No changing this resolution. I'm sure there's probably a way to hex edit it or something, but I didn't. I'm too lazy to really investigate that. It does work in Windows 10 just fine. However, in full screen you get this white bar at the top, but PC Gaming Wiki had a method for forcing windowed mode, so that's how I ended up playing it. I would just play it to the OBS window so I could have it somewhat larger. With all that background out of the way, what's what in Tetris Worlds? So we do have a plot. A star is going supernova, so a bunch of Tetris block things called Minos have to play Tetris to create portals to other planets so the Mino kind can evacuate and survive. Yeah, that's the plot. You can create your own Mino and then go off to play some Tetris. There's story mode and arcade mode. Arcade mode's mainly meant for multiplayer, so sticking with story mode, we can see that we have several varieties of Tetris. You got your normal old Tetris, which is self-explanatory. Bring the blocks down, fill a line, it clears, score goes up. A classic game mode, but it has its differences. More on that later. Cascade, which is where loose blocks will fall as far down as they can after a line clears. See, in normal Tetris, when a line clears, the blocks fall down one line, while in Cascade, they'll go down until they hit something else. This is an awesome game mode to play because it allows you to try and create some, long combos. The block will only fall when it's not connected to the original piece, so you really got to set up how you're going to do line clears to ensure that a certain part of the block will fall and create combos. Absolutely my favorite game mode. Most of my footage is this, and there's a game mode that combines this with Sticky Tetris. Sticky Tetris is where the colors will combine to make bigger blocks. It can give you a hard time if you aren't paying attention and will stop cascade combos. It's challenging and insanely fun. There's another one that adds a third modifier to all this, where the goal is to clear the bottom row. Each level starts with pre-placed blocks. It's even harder and more satisfying. And to make all this even more interesting, you have a 2-minute timer to do this stuff. So you're racing to finish this within the 2-minute timer. Square Tetris is where if you make a 4x4 square the same color, you make a combo block. I'm super bad at it and have no footage of it. Hotline Tetris is lame, just means certain lines give higher scores. Yawn. Fusion Tetris is where you have to connect these single blocks called fusion blocks with one at the bottom row. It's okay, I guess. I'm not exactly sure how it works. These blocks also don't clear when a line clears. They just kind of stay there. It's a weird game mode. As I said before, all these game modes have a 2-minute time limit, and every time you rank up or you finish a level, that timer resets, and that extends to the arcade mode. And that is the biggest gripe I have with Worlds, and the biggest gripe that I think my mom had with it back in the day. There's no classic endless Tetris mode. Like, even in arcade mode, playing normal old Tetris, when you get the score that's required to rank up, it clears the board and you keep going. I don't understand. The Game Boy Advance version had an unlockable Tetris mode. But, you know, oh well, we're in 2021. There's about 1 billion ways to play Tetris, including the browser version. So, I'm not going to complain too hard, but I can kind of understand why people didn't like this. But there's also a bigger gripe everyone else had with Tetris Worlds. It's the fact that there's this easy mechanic of being able to rotate a Tetris block indefinitely before you decide to lock it in place. I never got good footage of this because I forgot it even existed, but yeah, until you lock a piece in place, you can rotate it forever. This made players think that the game became too easy. But again, I completely forgot that it existed. I only used it once or twice, and I still did pretty bad, and I'm still pretty terrible at this game. But yeah, that's Tetris Worlds in a nutshell. That's it, really. Going back to aesthetics, the cover art was designed by Roger Dean, and I think the whole game was kind of influenced by his art. And his art is absolutely awesome. It's all surreal and fantasy. It reminds me of the Pantera Planet Caravan music video. But yeah, I'm not really sure what else to talk about. It's a good Tetris game. The game has awful reviews, which doesn't surprise me. Tetris fans want the NES version copy and pasted 50 times, which, you know, I get it. I do. Don't take that as too much shade, because I was once a Call of Duty fanboy after all. I wanted Modern Warfare copy and pasted 50 times. For me, though, I love Tetris Worlds. It forces new mindsets. It requires trying new strategies and methods. Each game mode keeps the game fresh and challenging. If there was a classic Tetris mode, I'd give this game a perfect score. But remember, I'm not a hardcore Tetris fan, and I'm not about like the competitions and whatnot. Like, I haven't even played Tetris 99 or Tetris Connect. So just keep all that in mind, okay? My opinions is from a very casual player. This was just a nice, relaxing, yet difficult game to play. I had loads of fun. It was a nice break from all these technical difficulties I've been having. Check it out if you want to, or continue to play the version you love. Regardless, I hope you enjoyed the video.